Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. You see, while the country is busy talking about Gyanvyapi Mosque, country is busy talking about Qutub Minar, Taj Mahal and all of that, let me take you through some facts and figures which may actually concern you, which may actually be determining the future of your family, future of your children. Let me take you through some of those facts. Do you know between 2018-19, 51,000 government schools got shut down? I'm going to talk about that. The next topic that I want to talk about is on October 2nd, 2019, all the villages in the 36 states and union territories of India were declared Open Defecation Free or ODF. Open Defecation Free. Are we really open defecation free? Let's talk about those figures. Let's get right into the show. Now, the number of government schools in the country fell by 51,000, or 4.78% in the year between September 2018 to September 2019. 51,000 government schools. Do you know there is a very famous saying that to destroy a country, you don't need arms, you don't need atomic bombs, you don't need big nuclear bombs and all that. A nuclear bomb cannot destroy the country as much as depriving that country of education can. You can destroy a country, a community, a society in a matter of a decade if you pull away education from them. Education is the foremost that brings about growth in the country. No education, no growth. No education, no culture. No education, no development. Pull out education and everything is lost. What is all the other things that we are talking about worth if our education system is suffering? Now let me tell you some figures. According to a report, government schools in 2018-2019 were 1,83,678. Same government schools in 2019-2020 fiscal year dropped to 1,32,570. I spoke to you about 51,000 of schools just vanished. In 2020-21, a further drop of 1,32,049 schools. So, government schools closing down have been coming down steadily, have been actually going up. Closing down has been going up steadily. This is the status of our country. Government aided school, 2018-2019, 84,614. 2019-2020, 84,362. 2020-2021, 84,295. Again, government aided school has been shrinking little, but has been shrinking steadily year on year. So government school shrinking, government aided school shrinking. What is growing is private school, where you can pay money. Rich people can go pay good fees, big donations and get admission for their wards. Those private schools are growing. And if you see the figures in 2018-2019, the figure was 3,25,760. The figure grew to 3,37,499 and the figure further grew in 2020-21 to 3,40,753. So, private schools figures are growing. What does it mean? A rich man, like all the other things in India, can afford to teach their children. A poor man may not be able to send his child to school and give his child education. How unfortunate it is for us. What pragati are we talking? What development are we talking? What vikas are we talking here? That is the question I ask tonight. If we cannot impart education for our students, if we cannot give our students the kind of education that is required, basic education that is required, what development are we talking about? By the way, there are problems even with IITs. Even IITs are not getting enough teachers, enough professors to teach them. There is a problem. There is also a problem of students getting into IITs. IITs still have empty seats. That is also another problem. I have done a separate editorial on it a few months back. So our base education, that is schools, suffering. Our top elite education like IIT, suffering. Which means education in India is suffering. Which means this is going to hamper our growth. Now start thinking, start connecting dots. Schools closing down, government aided schools closing down, government schools closing down, unemployment growing, labor participation rates coming down because youth are disillusioned. Aren't all of this connected? And when all of this are connected and all of this are staring at our face, what is the future of our country? Think about it. That's what I want to discuss with you before we talk Gyanvapi mosque and before we talk other religious affairs. Let us start talking this. What country, what are we facing? What are we staring at? And the future that you are staring at currently, do you think it's a good one? This is the question I asked tonight, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to tell you some more facts. Let me give you some more details before I go to my next topic. Okay, Uttar Pradesh witnessed a decline in the number of government schools by 26,074 from 1,63,142 in September 2018 to 1,37,068 in September 2020. So, Uttar Pradesh itself saw a decline of 26,074 schools. Madhya Pradesh saw a decline of 22,904 schools. That is from 1,22,056 to 99,152. Many states witnessed small increase in the number of government schools. In Bengal, the number rose from 82,876 to 83,379, and Bihar saw an increase from 72,590 to 75,555 schools. So, while all the other states, most of the other states number came down, Bihar and West Bengal small, but at least there was growth in the number of schools. When a reply was asked in the Rajya Sabha to question on the closure and the merger of government schools, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan had in March said that the opening of closing of schools was a province of the state government since education was in the concurrent list. As a concurrent list, let me tell you, he says it is not my problem alone, it is the state government and it is in the concurrent list, which means the list that belongs to both, that topics belongs to both the responsibility of the state and the center. So that's what you call as concurrent list. I think there are 52 items listed in the concurrent list. 52 items listed, 47 numbers in the concurrent list. So he said, Papa, it is in the concurrent list. You just can't ask me, you should ask the states too. So this is what his answer was. So primarily, this is how the education, primary education, school education in our country is. Let's get into our next topic. Okay, in today's editorial, I'm doing a lot of reading, but it is important. I need to tell you facts and figures. Whatever I say, I want to kind of back it up with facts and figures, and I want to talk on real topics. Topics that affects us, topics that affects our family, topics that affects our children. Now, let us come to my next topic. On 2nd October 2019, all the villages in the 36 states and union territories of India was declared open defecation free, like I told you, ODF. The government of India and our good Prime Minister said that we are declaring ourselves open defecation free as a country. Nobody goes out to defecate. So that was what was said. Based on a report which was actually put out by the National Family Health Survey 5th, that is the 5th edition, National Family Health Survey, this doesn't seem to be right. This 100% defecation, open defecation free claim does not seem to be right. Let me take you through some figures as always. Bihar was supposed to be 100% open defecation free state, but according to National Family Health Survey report, only 56.1% of people, of residents of Bihar are open defecation free. But 43.9% still are defecating in open grounds. So Bihar is nowhere close to open defecation free. Jharkhand, same situation. Number is close to something like 59%. Better than Bihar, but 59% of people are latrines, have got their individual latrines where they can defecate, but almost 41% are still defecating in open grounds. So is the case with Odisha. Odisha is better than Bihar. So I'm going to go gradually. I'm going to go as it progresses. Odisha, after Odisha is Tamil Nadu, 66.1% are actually defecating in their own, they have their facility to defecate, but rest are open defecation. Then comes Madhya Pradesh, then comes Gujarat, then comes Uttar Pradesh, then comes Rajasthan, then comes Karnataka. Karnataka figure is around 74.8% people have their own latrines. The rest goes open defecation. Then comes Andhra Pradesh, then comes Chhattisgarh, then comes Telangana, West Bengal, Uttarakhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Goa, Meghalaya, Assam, Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Manipur, Sikkim, Nagaland, Kerala, and the best possible place today is Mizoram, where there's almost 100% open defecation free. They have their latrines. So this is how the number flows. Now let me give you some more details. See, the richest in this country, almost 98% rich, both living in urban and rural. 99.8% rich living in urban and rural have got their own urinals, so they don't need to depend, they don't need to do open defecation. As far as upper middle class is concerned, 97.8% of broadly rural urban have got their own latrines, they don't need to do open defecation. 88.7% of Indians have got their own latrine. Middle class Indians have got their own latrines. 73.1% lower middle class have their own latrines, so they are open defecation free. And rural, urban, it's slightly better. I think it is around 80% as far as upper middle class, lower middle class is concerned. And in the poorest, 51.7% of people, only 51.7% people have their own latrines. A lot of them still depend on open defecation to relieve themselves. So that is what the status of India is as far as poor, rich and the very poor is concerned. Now let us talk about some good things. Okay, as far as open defecation is concerned, in 1992-93, the open defecation amongst rural India was 87.1%, which was brought down to 25.9% in 1921. So that has been a fairly good achievement. While it is not zero, but this achievement too is a fairly good achievement. As far as urban is concerned, it is 24.1% in 1992-1993 open defecation, which was brought down to 6.1% in 1919-21. Okay, an overall figure, if you see, it was 67.7% in 1992-93, which was brought down to 19.4% in 1921. So this was the figures. If you look at the figures, this is how the figures look. Now one should also add that after 2015 to 2021, there was a substantial decrease as far as open defecation is concerned. This you can't take away from this particular government. So to that extent, I accept. But defecation free has just been a claim. It is not reality. It is not reality. Let us be very clear about this. To conclude my editorial, let me tell you, you see, we need to focus our attention where our attention is required, where we need to focus. Rest of the issues are not, I'm not saying they are not important, they are, but our focus should be on education. Our focus should be on health. Our focus should be on our lifestyle. Open defecation directly affects the health, especially in rural India. It directly affects the health. Why in rural India? Even in urban India, it directly affects the health of the people. These are issues that we should be talking about. These are issues that we should be debating. These are issues that we should see panel of 20 and 30 and 60 shouting and howling and all. These are the issues that we should be talking about, because these are the issues that are going to affect our daily lives, the lives of our children, lives of our family, and our country as it grows further. So that's the point I am trying to make. This may not be a trending topic, but these are topics which are important. Till I see you next time, and that is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Namaskar.